Good morning. Lovely view of Posidonius. And that is the edge of Hercules crater. One in the center, that is Burge. And the next two up above is Eudoxus, and the one lower is Aristotle's crater. That long line coming down from the top, those are the Apennine mountain range. And that dark one at the bottom, that is quite large, that is Plato crater. And right now we're looking over the view of the Sea of Rains, or the Sea of Showers. That upside down sea, that is the Bay of Rainbows. And that really, really bright one coming over from your right-hand side, that is Aristarchus crater. Good morning. You're looking at the moon through a Dobsonian 10 telescope live from Columbus, Ohio. I've never seen an alien. I'm feeling quite well. Neil, how are you doing? Stop yeeting the moon. There we go. This is a view of the Sea of Tranquility coming over, and at the very top hand left side, at the bottom is the Sea of Serenity. Above the Sea of Serenity is the Sea of Vapors. It is a lovely view, isn't it? It's crystal clear this morning. It's quite beautiful here in Columbus. I have not seen a human being in the moon, but there is what looks like a little boy that's kicking a ball, and that is made up of different lunar mara. And you can also see the man on the moon, and that is made up, of the Sea of Rains, which I've put in the center of your screen. And the Bay of Rainbows going through our comment section is actually his ear. Ah, you're in Cleveland. How lovely. I've been up all night working on presentations and things like that for the local astronomy club. And just hanging out and getting some views in this morning before I crawl in bed. I sleep when everybody else is awake. And I'm awake when everybody else sleeps. Now check this out. This is a beautiful view. Not that far. Of the Southern Highlands. Don't yeet the moon, Nicole. That's what we're trying not to do. Okay, so this is the Southern Highlands coming into view. I'm a bit of an astronomy hound. I'm up all night. I do a lot of my work at night. I get more done. If it's during the daytime, I tend to be distracted all the time. At nighttime, I can concentrate on what I'm doing. That is Tycho crater, also known as Tycho crater, that's in the center. That is named for Tycho Brahe. He was an astronomer. Interesting thing about Tycho Brahe, he had a pet moose, and he used to loan it out to his rich friends, and they would get his pet moose drunk as a skunk. And apparently one time he was at a castle with Tycho's friends, and they got him a little too drunk. He fell down the steps, and that was the end of the moose. Tycho also got into a major argument with his cousin over some mathematical problem. They ended up having a sword duel, and he lost his nose. So he is also known as the brass-nosed astronomer. He actually had a brass nose that was made that he would affix to his face. So that one in the center, just above the comment section, that is the Sea of Nectar. Fracastorius kind of looks like a sea that's kind of shaped down towards the Sea of Nectar. If you ever want a crazy story about an astronomer, like Tycho Brahe, his whole entire life is just one crazy thing happening after another. His uncle took him when he was just a kid and raised him. So he kind of stole him, just raised him as his own kid. Now, do you see all of those lines that are coming out from Tycho crater? Those are called ejecta lines, and they go almost 2,000 kilometers across the face of the moon. I highly suggest it. Have I been on the moon before? No, I have in my dreams, and I have read tons of books concerning the Apollo astronauts and their experiences while they were on the moon. But that is something that, if there were ever a free trip, I would not hesitate in going. I would go in a heartbeat. Just a beautiful view this morning. So if you're talking about this line, if I can not yeet the moon, Nicole, stop that. Dagnabbit. Hold on a minute, gang. She's having issues. Okay, so if you're talking about the line that's going across the center of your screen right now, that's kind of arcing up into your right-hand side, those are the Apennine mountain ranges. So they reflect light from the sun a little bit more than the rest of the surface of the moon. Now, if you were talking about like the lines that are coming out from Copernicus crater, that's at the very top right-hand side, those are ejecta lines. So whatever asteroid ended up smacking and hitting the moon, it sent up dust and different rocky debris from the lunar surface and scattered it out for miles and miles and miles. Now, do you see that really bright crater that's going across the top of your chat right now? That is Aristarchus crater. It is 1.7 miles deep. actually deeper than the Grand Canyon. Oh, and this really dark one, this really dark crater that's over here at the very edge of the moon, it's quite large. That is Grimaldi crater. My thoughts on the Artemis pictures. It's rarely often that I have no words to explain, but that is one of the moments where I just was flipping through photos for hours and not saying a word. It was just so beautiful and just a moment of delight for me. I have studied the moon quite a bit. I know over 300 different places and names and craters on the moon. So getting to see the other side that close up and getting all of those really detailed photos, yeah, in a little bit of heaven there. That a massive asteroid will hit the moon, I have not heard anything like that. If you're hearing something like that, I would probably guess that that is probably something that people are feeding you in order to be clickbait or to get your attention to stay on their channel. But if you want to check that type of information, I would definitely suggest going to NASA or the European Space Agency's web pages. NASA, all of their pictures have been uploaded. So you can go to NASA's webpage and pull up the Artemis page. You're so welcome, Padme. Good to see you this morning. I guess it's afternoon for you, or mid-morning. And Tweety birds are getting loud. 10 a.m. It is... Oh, hold on a minute. I don't even freaking know anymore. What time is it? It is 5:11 here. So yeah, I'm the crazy bird that's up at the crack of dawn. Oh, thank you, Neil. Welcome to Dobviews. If you have any questions or if you have any specific requests, don't hesitate to send me a request. I'll do my best. Here we go. Sometimes I got to wiggle it down into position. Wiggle it just a little bit. Now, those three craters that are along the right-hand side of the Sea of Nectar, the one at the lower left side, that is Theophilus. Just above it is Cyrillus. And then there's a bar that kind of goes up towards Caterina. All right, take care, Pat. Have a good night. Or a good day, whichever. So I think that you are... Whoops. Kind of placed it in the center of our screen. Are you talking about that? Looks like a mountain range that's coming down and around. That's actually a depression from when whatever struck the moon that created the Sea of Nectar. It actually bottomed out the floor and just crushed that. So that's different areas of where that's actually fallen down. Yes, this is live footage from my Dobsonian 10 telescope. My name is Robin, also known as Dob. Now there's another mountain range that's coming up, and that is the Apennine mountain range. So do you see that line of bright little dots that's kind of going up and towards the right-hand side of your screen? Those are the Apennine Mountains. They're actually given their name after the Apennine Mountains based in Italy, which is kind of the backbone of that country. The Apennine Mountains in Italy actually kind of go through the whole entire country, and they have that same half C shape as what you see here on the moon. So that's why they were named the Apennine Mountains, because it reminded them so much of those from Italy. I want to go to the moon too, Padme. I would love that. That would be interesting. Tweety birds. They're all happy this morning. The sun's coming out. It's a beautiful, clear day. The birds sing in the morning, and when they do, their voices, their song carries because of the crisp, cool air in the mornings. So this C that I have placed into the center of your screen right now, that is Tranquility C. That is where Apollo 11 landed. Ah. Okay, I'm gonna let it creep over. So you see that tiny little dot that is going over the top of the comment section? Just below that is where Apollo 11 landed. So again, going right over the top of the comment section, that bright dot, just below that is where Apollo 11 landed. That small crater is Moltke, M-O-L-T-K-E. And up there at the top, so right in there in the center of your screen, that is where Apollo 16 landed. What you're looking at, what you're looking through is actually a 4mm telescope lens. So the lower the lens number, the closer up you are to the surface of whatever you're looking at. The larger the number of the lens, like a 40, it pulls you further back. Oh no, there's Apollo 11, Apollo 12, Apollo 14, Apollo 15, Apollo 16, and Apollo 17. Now, do you see that dark area that's just to the left-hand side of the lit up side of the moon? That transition line that goes from top to bottom between the night side of the moon and the day side of the moon, that is called the terminator line. Yep. Let's go back over the southern highlands. They're really pretty right now. The near side of the moon, the one that we see all the time, is a little bit darker than the far side of the moon. And that is due to the amount of light that is reflected being different from the far side of the moon in comparison to the near side of the moon. All of the seas on the near side of the moon don't reflect as much light as what the far side of the moon does. The far side of the moon is almost all highlands, like the southern highlands here that you're seeing. So they reflect a great deal of light, but the Maria or the seas don't reflect as much light. So it's a little bit darker. There's a lower amount of light or a lower albedo from the near side of the moon. All right, take care, Padme. You have a good day. So again, we're just checking out the moon through a Dobsonian 10 telescope. Now, if you're up and if you're on the eastern side of the United States right now, if you look in your eastern skies, that bright little yellow dot that's just above the horizon, that is Saturn. And that dark crater, that is Plato crater. Just below it, that is the Sea of Cold, or Mare Frigoris. And there's the ocean of storms. Lower side, going through the comment section, that is the Sea of Tranquility. In the center at the top, that is the Sea of Nectar. The three circular craters off to the left, Theophilus at the bottom, Cyrillus going up a little bit, and then Katerina. And they're now going off of screen. This area is the Southern Highlands. There's the cat. He's upside down though. Do you see him up at the top? Sea of clouds is now going off to your left-hand side on the upper side. And now center upper side, that is the sea of moisture. Just enjoy some Tweety birds. Posidonius is that large crater that's almost in the center of your screen, now going to the upper right-hand side. The two going over the top of the comment section at the top, that is Eudoxus, and below it is Aristotle's crater. The three in the center, Aristolus is at the bottom on the left-hand side, Autolycus is above Aristolus, and then Archimedes is off to the right-hand side of those two. Going beyond that, that smaller crater, that is Timocharis crater. Above Timocharis at the very, very edge of the Apennine Mountains. Kind of pull that down into your view. The Apennine Mountains going up through the center of your view. Eratosthenes is at the very, very end of the Apennine Mountains. And then that really, really large one up at the top, that is Copernicus crater. A little bit further out, and that is Kepler crater. Below Kepler, that really bright one, is Aristarchus crater. In the lovely southern highlands. I'm going to walk out and see if I can see Saturn. Nope, gone too bright. And again, you're viewing the moon through a Dobsonian 10 telescope using a 4mm lens, live from Columbus, Ohio. Flying over the Southern Highlands right now from our view. That crater up at the top with all the lines coming out of it, those are ejecta lines coming out of the center of Tycho crater. For size comparison, Tycho crater is about 53 miles in diameter. This dark area that you're looking at in the center of your screen, that is the Sea of Tranquility. That is also where Apollo 11 landed. Below it and going through the comment section is the Sea of Serenity. Above the Sea of Serenity is the Sea of Vapors. And there's Central Bay just above the Sea of Vapors. There's Copernicus. Good, how are you? It's gorgeous. Lovely view of the moon. Lovely view of the moon. One of my sweet neighbors walking by with her doggie. It's dog walking time. There is Grimaldi crater, that really dark one off to the very almost edge of the moon. That really dark one that's almost to the very, very edge of the moon. That one is Hercules. And the two in the center of your screen, the one above is Eudoxus, and the one below is Aristotle's crater. They're both above the Sea of Cold, also known as the Sea of Frigorus. Above the Sea of Frigorus, that dark one that you see, that's almost a perfect oval, that is Plato crater. It's getting busy. I'll probably have to shut down here in a minute. Gets awful noisy. Now you'll see Posidonius crater in the center. Just above that it. You'll see that area that's kind of jutting up and kind of makes a little bit of a turn there. Try and put it in the center of the screen for you. Kind of looks like a weird bit of waffle. So that little area that's above Posidonius crater kind of looks like a little bit of a waffle. That is where Apollo 16 landed. And that area kind of juts up in between the Sea of Tranquility and the Sea of Serenity. Just a really pretty view of the moon this morning. You're looking at the moon through a Dobsonian 10 telescope using a 4mm lens. Well, this is Dobbs. Thanks everybody for coming in this morning. Hope you have a great day at work, or that you are snug as a bug in a rug in your bed and you're getting ready to go to sleep. I think I am going to turn in for the day and wish you all well. Take care.